Good morning and welcome to Fast Horses Today. Today is Saturday. It is February 15th. And a big day of racing on a Saturday, as usual, here in the United States. But, I'm going to stick with Santa Anita, as usual. I've got a late pick 5 that I like, a couple horses, and a win bet later in today's card. So let's get started today over at Santa Anita. In the 6th race, I'm going to skip over the first few races and just go over to the 6th race. 6th race is the start of the late pick 5. It has approximate post time of 3 o'clock there, 3:09 actually, Pacific, so 5:09 here in the Central Time Zone. 6th race is a mile on the grass. It's a 25,000 claimer, fillies and mares. So in Santa Anita, this is the bottom rung there for turf horses. And, I put together a competitive field. I'm going to put in 4 horses here to try to get this pick 5 started. I don't have a strong opinion, but I feel like one of these 4 horses would advance this ticket. So I'm going to go with the 1, Elegant Sway. Victor Trujillo, Kyle Frey takes the call. Frey rode the horse last time. Now, reason I like her is I like her last 2 races. Seems like she really woke up running on the Santa Anita grass. So, she must like the grass there at Santa Anita in Arcadia. I thought she ran 2 nice races. One of them where she ran in this $25,000 level, ended up getting beat by Big Mama Sue, who we'll talk about momentarily. She's also in this race. And then she followed that up in a nice race down the hill in the Sunshine Millions Filly and Turf Sprint. So that was down the hill. She ran with some nice horses, Shocking Grace, Stay and Scam, Moments of Pleasure. She ended up coming 4th that day. So certainly no shame there. This is definitely a dip in class, which should make her faster. 6-1, we're going to go with Elegant Sway. Going to also put the 2, who is Annie's Joy, Mark Glatt, Mike Smith. Smith has been on her the last 3 times. Now, Glatt has had several out of this bloodline here, the Bootleg Annie, these Annie's horses, and a lot of them just do end up in these claiming races. So, certainly fits here, 25,000. She's dropping into this. She's been running in some starter allowance races and just kind of running even races. So at 5-2, this might make her faster. But you know what? We'll see. It certainly wouldn't be 1 to single. But I will put the 2, Annie's Joy, in there. Going to put the 7, who I mentioned, Big Mama Sue. She does come off a win. Her second last out here at this 25,000 level. That was Flavian Pratt that day. She gets the services of Kent DeSormo. Now, we all know Kent DeSormo can ride, but it just depends on when he shows up to the track that day. Is he in the mood? Is he not in the mood? When he's in the mood, you don't get better than Kent, even, at this age here in 2025, because, he's been riding such a long time. But anyway, we'll see. We'll put Kent DeSormo in there. Then finally going to put the 8, who is Chasing Serendipity. Vladimir Serene, Juan Hernandez. Now, this horse has been knocking around in this level, Southern California, 25,000 level. I just feel like she'll improve here with Juan Hernandez on her. Hernandez did take the call last time. She ran in a starter allowance race. She ran better. So Hernandez certainly will improve this horse, I believe, here at this level. She's 4-1. So I got the 1, 2, 7, 8. Now let's move over to the next race. Next race being the feature on the card at Santa Anita. This is the Palos Verdes. And this is a 6 furlong dirt race, grade 3. These are 4-year-olds. So these are your sprinters there in California. Big favorite here in the 1 horse, Big City Lights. He's 2-5, for Richard Mandela and Juan Hernandez. So I'll put this horse in. I don't know if this horse might be taking the baton from Chosen Vron, as being the big California sprinter. He certainly couldn't beat Chosen Vron, but I think Chosen Vron is going to be out for a while. So, Big City Lights might be taking the mantle here. 2-5, we'll certainly put him in there. Then also, I want to put in a horse I think could upset. That would be the 2, Anarchist, for Doug O'Neill and Edwin Maldonado. Now, I always love the distorted humor horses. They just seem to give up a whole lot of their, ability and just do so well. As evidence, yesterday, I got to thank Distorted Humor for producing Clouseau, which made a big day, so hopefully everybody was on that one. But anyway, I'm going to put Anarchist in here. He's 10-1. He comes off a bit of a break. Last time, we didn't see him. I didn't see him. He ran in September, early September, in the Korea Sprint, so that was out there in Seoul. So, Doug O'Neill sent this horse out there to Seoul, Korea, and ended up sending Maldonado with him as well. So, he ended up running 3rd that day, with some horses. And I didn't get to see that race. But, I do like the races I know of Anarchist. this past, last couple of years. This horse ended up winning the Pat O'Brien back in 23 over at Del Mar. So that shows you his quality. So I think off the comeback, we're just going to put the 1 and the 2, and that should take care of that race. All right, now let's move over to the next race, being the 8th race. Nice field. Great. I love these kind of races. This is a 6.5 furlong race on the grass, but this is the flat grass. It's not down the hill, it's the flat grass, which I'm not as big a fan of, but this is a maiden special weight, 3-year-old fillies, and they put together a big field of horses, which is very nice. I don't have a strong opinion here, so I'm going to put in several that I feel should advance the ticket. I'm going to put the 1 Entressa, John Sheriff's. It's a first starter for John Sheriff's. I talked about Sheriff's yesterday. He ended up winning yesterday, but, Sheriff's a hard guy to rely on in a single. This horse is the program favorite, being 2-1, Kent DeSormo on the horse. So, Kent's got a couple live ones. We'll see if he shows up to ride. He might get a couple winners, but we'll put the 1 Entressa off some nice works. And just, she's a class horse. She's purchased for $575,000, so we'll see if John Sheriff's has her ready. I'm going to put the 2, Comeback Girl. This horse loves seeing the Speightstown breeding. This is kind of, we'll see less and less of this because, we don't have Speightstown anymore. But this is a $250,000 purchase, trained by Leonard Powell, and Diego Herrera takes the call. Now, this horse shows some nice works over the that inner synthetic track over at Santa Anita. Some nice works there, 12-1. Comeback Girl certainly merits a look here. We see a lot of grass sprinters, from the Speightstown line, and this horse is certainly bred up and down for turf. She could really pop here in the first time out. So I'm going to put her in there. Going to also put McKechnie, who is the 3 horse for Richard Mandela, Tiago Pereira, another big time breeding here, homebred for Spendthrift, by Into Mischief out of a stakes winner, Mother. Now this horse gets a couple changes here. A Lasix for the first time. They're putting blinkers on her as well. And there's a jock switch. Tiago Pereira takes the call here. 15-1 is a long shot, but I feel is a worthwhile long shot. And I thought she ran some decent races on the dirt. So they're putting her on the turf here. Maybe that's what she was supposed to do all along. So we'll put McKechnie in. Going to also put the 6 horse Kitty Marin, Michael McCarthy, Frankie Dettori. This horse has run a few times on the turf. She's going to be shortening up to this 6.5 flat grass. She's been running a couple mile races. That should certainly set her up nice. Certainly bred for turf. And Frankie Dettori, what can I say? What more can I say about Frankie? But I'll thank you, Frankie. Yesterday you helped make it a big day there with that winner in the last. So Frankie Dettori, always dangerous. And it's really a treat for all of us horse players to see a rider like Frankie still doing it at the top of his game. This Kitty Marin, 8-1, we'll put her in there. And then finally going to put the 8 Jungle Peace, Phil D'Amato. This horse comes off the boat from Ireland back in the fall. Been working out nicely. Rispoli takes the call, 9-2. And then we'll put the 10 Lilliput for Tim Yachtine. Yachtine puts the apprentice, Americano, on the horse. So, getting a weight break. We'll see Americano on the turf. I know he's ridden some nice races, but I don't recall him on turf. So we'll figure we'll give him a shot. Certainly, Yachtine knows how to get him ready early on. This horse is 5-1. So we're going to put the 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, and 10. All right, now let's go to the next race of the day. Next race being the 9th, 6.5 on the dirt. And this is a California first level allowance race. And I've got this down to 2 horses. Certainly we'll put the favorite in here, Lonesome Stew. 3-5, Mark Glatt. Mark Glatt seems to have a lot of short prices today. This horse, certainly warrants favoritism. He's really run some nice races in his last 3 with big speed figures. But he did get beat last time in this level at the first level Calbred allowance. Did get beat that time. Didn't have the best of breaks and then just kind of pushed up there and ran a big race. Certainly showed a lot of energy. I could see why he's the favorite. But I'm also going to put the 5, who is Afternoon Nap, for Carla Gaines and Juan Hernandez. Now, this horse, I think, has run a couple really nice races in his last 2. So, we do see these short price favorites, get beat at Santa Anita, and that's what really makes some big hits and big prices there on these multi-race wagers. So I'm going to put Afternoon Nap in. 9-2, Juan Hernandez, as I mentioned, for Carla Gaines. She's this horse has won at this level, but it was on the turf, so she's trying to take advantage, trying to get a dirt win here, which this horse does show one race on the dirt over at Del Mar. I thought he ran a really nice race in a Calbred allowance race. So I thought the horse ran nice and then followed that up with a really explosive turf race. So this horse seems to be sharp. We'll see if this horse can get it done and maybe upset the favorite. But we'll put the 4 and the 5 both. All right, now let's go to the last race of the day. Last race is the 10th race. This is 6 furlongs on the grass. That's the flat grass, of course. These are maiden special weights, Cowbreds, and these are 3-year-olds. And I've got 2 horses I'm going to put in. I'm playing against the favorite here. Favorite being the 2 Hothead. I just, another Mark Glatt. Mark Glatt has a lot of short prices. We'll see what he does. But I'm going to go against Hothead. I don't think that horse duplicates that last race. I've got 2 horses in here, and I got a win bet. I'm going to put the 3, Owl. Owl for Neil Drysdale. And Rispoli takes the call. And, Drysdale's not always known to be first time out winning as a trainer, so he seems to take his time. But, this pedigree here, Owl has had a couple siblings break their maiden on the grass there at Santa Anita in recent weeks. So, certainly, seems to be a win early pedigree here. The mom here, Desert Steel. As I mentioned, a couple winners in the last couple weeks, couple siblings. Both did it on grass. So, they sent this mare over to Sir Prancelot, which we see a lot of Sir Prancelots win in this Cowbred ranks and certainly win early. So Owl at 10-1 certainly warrants a pick. Going to put Owl in there. And then finally I'm going to put the 4, Horizon Wildcat for Leonard Capizano and Giovanni Franco. And, this horse is 3-1 in the program. I'm going to make a win bet also on Horizon Wildcat. Now, Giovanni Franco rode this horse last time. This horse, first starter, I really liked his last race. I thought the horse ran, in the beginning of the race, ran like a true pro. Sat in behind horses, and then in the stretch, showed that he's a baby and only had, ran his first start. So, in watching the film, I realized, I feel like I have an idea what happened here. Franco didn't do anything wrong. He was sitting in behind horses. He had to make the move when he made it. He started making that move around the turn, which the horse certainly responded. And I feel like that horse's momentum really just kind of made him lug in and look like a big baby there. And the horse really cost himself a win, ended up losing by a nose. So I feel like if that move could have just waited a bit and that horse's momentum, the horse would have been balanced, and I think the horse would have won easily. And, these things happen at times. But, sometimes these big-time jocks, like a guy like Flavian Pratt, you don't see that happen. A guy just knows, how to keep a horse balanced, keeps himself balanced. And, Franco, great rider, in California, certainly did well for me yesterday on Clouseau. And Franco certainly could win some races. And he's 3-1. I'm going to put Horizon Wildcat. I'm also going to make a win bet on Horizon Wildcat. And let's hope we can get that 3-1. We'll take all of that today. All right, now let's recap the day and recap the tickets. Okay, so today for Saturday, we've got a late pick 5, which starts in the 6th race. We got a win bet later today. So in the pick 5, we're going to go with 1, 2, 7, 8. With 1, 2. With 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 10. With 4, 5. With 3, 4 at the end. And then we got a win bet in the last race on Horizon Wildcat. Now today, that pick 5 costs $96. So if you decide you want to play as is, I wish you the best of luck. If you want to add or subtract, do what fits you today. If you want to play the pick 3s within it or the pick 4 within it, or even, that late pick 3, the $3 pick 3 seems to be a nice bet, as well as that late $5 double. So do what works for you. I wish you the best of luck. Let's get some great trips today and some great luck for us. That'll help. And let's also wish the folks over at Santa Anita a great, safe day of racing. So as always, I ask you to do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button if you don't mind. Puts you on the feed. Doesn't cost you anything. When new content gets served up, it gets served to you. Like, dislike, make comments. I promise to respond to everything. Let's create a discussion. That's always a nice thing. So as always, I thank you so much for watching Fast Horses today. I wish you the best today at Santa Anita, the great race place. And let's have a wonderful day. Thanks again. We'll see you again tomorrow for Santa Anita coverage.